Student, you can see here this is the structure of a bacteria. Okay, so here let me explain you. In the last block I haven't told you about this. So here you can see a long tail like structure, although it is a microscopic structure, but I have drawn here in the board. Okay, so this is a flagellum. It is known as the flagellum. A single bacteria can have more than one flagellum, and this is a tail-like structure which is helpful, long tubular tail-like structure which is used for the movement of bacteria, for the movement purpose, so that they can move from one place to another. You can see a hair-like structure which is termed as the cilia. This is the term which is known as the cilia. This cilia is responsible, it is also helpful in the movement as well as is responsible for capturing food. This cilia is also responsible for capturing food. This flagellum is responsible for the movement purpose. This is having two functions, the cilia, that is for movement as well as for capturing food. Inside this you can see no proper nucleus is there. This is a genetic material, that is the DNA, which is floating anywhere in the cell, anywhere. And you know, in the proper cell where it is floating, where it is present within the nucleus. But this doesn't have nuclear membrane, so we cannot say that it is having well defined nucleus. So genetic material can float anywhere in the cytoplasm of the cell within this. Okay, this is small structures. These are the ribosomes. Outermost, that is the cell wall. Then, as I have told you, this is not having proper nucleus because it is not having proper nuclear membrane. Hence, it is known as the nucleoid, because this is devoid of nuclear membrane. So, nucleoid. So, plasmamembrane, you know very well, it is present inside the cell wall. Okay. So, this is the structure of bacteria, student. Now, next we will study about the difference between the eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Student, now we are going to see the basic difference between the eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Before this, I have told you in the last block that there are the major difference between the cell in single cell and in multicellular. Okay, so now we are going to see the basic differences. Okay, eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Student, here prokaryotic cell, and the side it is eukaryotic cell. So we are going to study about the major differences. Okay, and the first, let us start with the size. Size, if we see, it varies generally. If we will compare with the eukaryote, then it is generally small with 1 to 10 micrometer. It is, student, this is, you know, this is mu, this is termed as mu. Okay, just like m only, and this mu is termed as micro, and this is meter. So it generally small in size. Basically this notation or this unit is used for measuring the unit size organism. Okay, just like we are measuring with the centimeters, isn't it? With the feet we are measuring. Okay, so similarly here, for measuring the unicellular organism which are very micro, this micrometer term is being used. So in size, this prokaryotic, which is not well developed, is generally small as compared to this eukaryotes, that is 1 to 10 micrometer in size, and 1 micro is equals to 10 to the power minus 6 meter. This is a mathematical approach which is given. Okay, next is in eukaryotic cell as compared to this prokaryotic, these are generally large, that is varying from 5 to 100 micrometer. Okay, this is mu, once again I am telling you, this varies from 5 to 100 micrometer. Next, if we will see, that is the nuclear region. I hope you people remember about the nuclear region. In this prokaryotic, the nuclear region, this nucleus is devoid of nuclear membrane and is known as nucleoid, and is termed as nucleoid. Okay. Next, in this eukaryotic cell, which is having well defined and surrounded by nuclear membrane. In this, the nucleus is well defined and surrounded by nuclear membrane. Okay, it is having a proper nuclear membrane, proper nucleus, within which the genetic material is present. Next is chromosome. Chromosome, here we are talking about the genetic material or DNA. So here the chromosomes is single. Okay, here the chromosomes are single, and here more than one chromosome is present. You know very well, in human being, a normal human being, I have told you it is present, and 23 pairs of chromosomes are present, right? So in eukaryotic cell, in multicellular, the cell which is present will be consisting of more than one chromosome. Next is this chromosomes membrane bound cell organelles absent. Here membrane bound cell organelles are absent. As I have told you, there are different type of organelles: Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, lysosomes, ribosomes, pigments are there, okay, plastids are there, and endoplasmic reticulum. These are the various organelles which is present. So in the prokaryotic cell, this membrane bound cell organelles are absent, but here we can see that membrane bound cell organelles is present, because in eukaryotic cell I have made the structure too. In a plant cell you have seen all the organelles, just like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, lysosomes, everything is present. So here membrane bound cell organelles are present. Okay, I hope you people understood. Again I am repeating, this notation is mu. Mu, it is termed as mu, and this denotes micro. Okay. One more thing, students, here prokaryotic, this has been derived from two terms, that is pro and karyot. So pro means here primitive, primitive means old type, and karyot means here nucleus, means old type nucleus, okay, which is present in the single celled organism. And eukaryotes again, that is the nucleus type, and eu means here latest type, or we can say proper type, okay, but here you remember pro means primitive. Okay, student, I hope you people understood this topic. So see you in the next blog with the next topic. In the next blog we will study about the different organelles. Okay, thank you, student.